in any kind of music, there's a really big difference between recorded music and live music. There's a direct exchange of energy between audience and artist, and you get the intimacy and a directness that you could just never really achieve in recorded music. I think that's why we've always gone for the live format. We've always stuck with it.
I like to play live because an improvised live set because it's risky and we never know what's gonna happen. We show up and we don't know if it's gonna work or not, and it's exciting.
Playing live is very exciting for me because I also come from an improvised music background, and for me this adventure to look for something new and to find new sounds while we're playing together and also while we're feeling the energy of the place and the people around us is one of the most important things. The feeling of playing live to me in one word would be adventure.
I would use the word flow.
Playing live in one word means for me excitement, danger.
One piece of gear that we can't live without as a group would be the clock, because the clock is really the central organ to our setup, because it acts to sync all these different machines and devices that we use to then jump on our improvisational journeys. And without the clock, it falls apart, you know.
It's the heartbeat of our setup. So if we remove your heart, you're dead.
That's the end.
One piece of gear I can't live without is my guitar, because I'm a guitar player, so that's the foundation of everything I do, which I start to produce the sounds that then get affected and morphed through my other gear.
Yeah, for me, one piece of gear would be probably, or at least parts of the 909. For example, the kick of the 909 is something that is kind of very important in our setup. Just because it's punchy and forward and it really works with the blend of the instruments that we're working with.
I guess for me, the rarest piece of gear is the SH-101, which I use heavily. It's really the basis of everything I do, even rhythms and all kinds of different things.
We used to travel with a lot of gear. The TR-909, the TR-808, the Simmons SDS 800, and the sampler. And
the Marsh.
Yeah, and the Marsh. Sometimes I would alternate. But I shrinked everything into a modular case where I can find every of the sounds into smaller modules.
Yeah,
briefcase.
We were forced to kind of be confronted with, starting to take a lot of flights and stuff. We just could not roll with these very, very bulky, heavy, sort of like USSR era drum machines and stuff like that we used to take out to gigs in New York. It's just not practical, and so over the last few years we've really been the process of compressing things into like a little suitcase has been really a journey for us, actually, and it has changed the way. Also, it's brought some welcome changes in how we play as well. It always changes the sound when you take one piece of gear out and you add another one, you replace it with something else. It also changes how you approach it musically, and it's just, for us it's always interesting to change our approach a little bit.
Also, sometimes, I used to travel with the TR-808 and it would not play at all in certain weather conditions.
Like outdoors, it's cold weather.
It's old, they're grandpas. This is how I compressed my setup for the road. It's pretty easy to travel with.
I mean, for me, the most gratifying part of playing live is that we are on a journey of discovery and we don't know the music that's going to happen. For me, this excitement of like seeing where the music takes us, the three of us, and also the people that listen to us is the most exciting thing. And of course, when there's this moment where, you know, the world kind of disappears and the music completely takes over and you that's what people want to do when they're dancing to, but we can have this playing because we just end up in this nirvana of some new music that we've never heard before, and that's very exciting to me.
Most gratifying part of playing live is when you get those moments. I always feel like there's a certain point where all of a sudden there's an energy that flows in the other direction, that all of a sudden we start really feeling the energy from the crowd. And there's kind of a turning point in a sense where all of a sudden there's like a feedback and that just elevates everything to a completely different level. I think that's always like what leaves us after the show really like, you know, gratified and like
most
high
happy.
and like happy and yeah, this kind of energy exchange is just really the most gratifying thing.
And that's why we are called New.
Sweet